Hello everybody, I hope you're okay. Now I thought it'd be nice to do a little bit of a lesson about the Big Schools Birdwatch 2021. Now at this time of year, every year, the RSPB launches the Big Schools Birdwatch, and this is where you can take part to try and spot and identify as many birds as you can. This is important so that the RSPB, which stands for the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, can see how many different birds are living in our area so that they can look after those birds and conserve them. Because we're all spending a lot of time at home at the moment, I thought this would be a really nice thing to do all together. And you can try and spot the different birds from your window, if you sat at home, or from your garden, or out on a walk. When you're looking for birds, you also need to keep track of the different types of birds that you've spotted and how many of each type you've seen. And if you go on the RSPB website, there are lots of worksheets that you can record your answers on, or you can make your own up. Also on the RSPB website, there are lots and lots of activities that you can do to help you to identify and classify what type of birds you've spotted, in case you're unsure. I've attached a link to the RSPB website on this video, so when you finish watching it, there should be a link underneath so that you can go straight to that website to find these different activities. So be all having a think about the different types of birds that you might see here in England, but there are a few here to get you going. So we've got the blue tit, which are very common, and you'll find these all throughout Britain. Now they're very easy to spot because of their bright blue colour, and they rarely move from where they were actually born. So wherever the blue tit hatches, they spend most of their lives living close to that area. Although males and females look very similar, it's males that have that brighter colour, so that's how you could tell the males and females apart. Okay, and they're also very neat when they're building their nests. Okay, and they've been known to use lavender, mint and curry plants as disinfectant, so they're very clean as well. They usually nest in trees, but they have also been found to nest in places like letterboxes and street lamps, so there's some places that you might find blue tits around your area. And they also vary their diet according to the season. So in winter, blue tits eat insects, whereas in summer they eat seeds. So at the moment, you'll probably see blue tits scratching around on the floor looking for those insects to eat because it's winter time. So robins. Now robins you probably normally associate with Christmas time. However, they're around all year long. So they have a totally unique red breast pattern. That's how you can tell that it's a robin, with their nice red belly and stomach and face. They were also voted the UK's favourite bird. Now they're omnivorous, which means that they eat animals and plants. Okay, so like it says on the slide, they can eat anything from berries to spiders and other insects. If you want them to nest in your garden, don't use round-holed bird boxes, as robins don't like them. And young robins don't have a red breast. They don't develop this until their first molt. So the first time that they shed their feathers, that's when you can start seeing their red breast. Robins will sing all year long, although they're quieter in the summer when they molt. So at this time of year, in winter, you should be able to hear robins quite a lot. They're very territorial and will chase away any intruders, fighting to the death if they need to. Unless they have a mate, there will never be more than one robin in a garden. So they like to live on their own unless they've got a mate that they're going to be laying eggs with. Postmen were once called robins because they also wore a red coat, and robins are associated with Christmas cards because the robins, the postmen, delivered them. So woodpeckers. Now you'll be very lucky to see a woodpecker, as you can normally hear these birds before you actually see them. Their tongue is up to 4 inches long, depending on the species, and some woodpeckers are actually capable of wrapping it around their skulls. Woodpeckers can drum up to 20 times per second. So they drum into trees, you can hear them pecking away, to try and find insects and foods inside the trees. That's also why they need a really long tongue, to be able to reach far into it. They have been seen to drum a range of objects, including weather vanes and metal posts. So sometimes they don't know the difference between a tree and a lamppost, and so they might try and peck at that as well. They are omnivores again, like the robins, okay? So they'll eat plants and animals. And they even eat other birds' eggs sometimes. They normally drum in order to attract a male, usually between January and June. So this time of year might be a really good way to hear them. There are also around 200 different species of woodpecker, but only 3 are found in the UK. So there's the great spotted woodpecker, the green woodpecker, and the lesser spotted woodpecker. And then we've got a chaffinch. The chaffinch is the UK's second commonest breeding bird. It will not feed off bird tables, but will hop about on the ground and in hedges to look for food. It's got a patterned plumage, so patterned feathers that help it to camouflage while on the ground. So the patterned feathers help it to blend in when it's sneaking around on the ground looking for food. It will help it to protect it from predators. It prefers gardens with lots of trees, and oak trees are their favourite. So if you've got an oak tree in your garden, you're probably quite likely to have a chaffinch. Chaffinches have regional accents. So like we speak slightly different depending on which part of the UK we're from. Chaffinches do as well. And they're also omnivores, so they eat insects and a variety of seeds. They can live up to 3 years. During the Victorian era, it was fashionable to have a caged chaffinch in your house due to its lovely singing voice. Trapping chaffinches in order to cage them was outlawed, so it was made illegal in 1896. Okay, so there's plenty of birds to be having a look for there. I'm sure you can think of some other very common birds yourselves as well. Okay, so when you have spotted all of your birds and recorded how many you've seen, you can email your results to school. So there's the email address here that you need to record and email your results to. Okay, when you've done that, I will then send all of our results together off to the RSPB so that they can see them. And after that, they will then share the results of the whole survey with myself, and I will share it with you so that we can see how many different birds we have found all together. Like I've said earlier, I've also attached a link to the RSPB website along with this video. So have a fantastic time spotting all of the birds in your garden or out and about. Make sure you stay safe, and don't forget to email your results to this website by the 22nd of February. Okay, bye.